Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us. This is Inhyeok versus Thunder, which is. I know you guys see a hell of a lot of Inhyeok on this channel. Seriously, this guy is a monster, and he's always got the fucking crazy draws here. Inhyeok is an ex-Loam player who recently purchased a Candelabra straight up, trading his Modern deck away, getting rid of it, fuck Modern, and moved on up into the big leagues of the Ultimate Evil. If you watch a lot of Buffy, he's the big bad now because Lands is probably, I think it's the best deck in the format. It eats Delver for breakfast. It eats all these fair decks. It absolutely demolishes our meta. And every single week, nobody wants to play against him. I know that there are decks that beat the shit out of Lands, but none of us have them. And I just want to play, honestly, I want to play Cast Dissonant Mage these days. Thunder, we're going to be rooting for Thunder here because Inhyeok is the big bad. And Thunder is on Zoo, which we don't get a lot of. Honestly, this is the first time I've ever gotten to cast it. He's looking at a hand of like double swords and a Noble Hierarch, but it's a one-lander, so he's like a little reticent about it. So he's going to keep with a Noble Hierarch, and let's see if he just. I don't know. This hand looks like it could get Punishing Fired out. And if not Punishing Fired, it could just be like he could get the shit wasted out of him. So Inhyeok has kept, what is that, Diamond, Fetch, Loam, double crop rotation. This hand, wow, this hand is going to, oh, in the Wasteland. I think he's going to waste our little buddy here, playing things like Noble Hierarch and Wild Nicodle. So Diamond hits the field, drops a Grove into the graveyard, wastes his opponent. Thunder is going to Green Sun for Dryad Arbor, and yeah, he is. I don't think he has a land in hand. So this is that old shuffle go. Yeah. This was a bit of a sketchy keep, but I can understand why you would keep it. Because if Inhyeok has gone for, you know, just like Dark Depths stage Forest, and then sack 2 of his lands on turn 3 or turn 2 going into turn 3, trying to Merit Lage you, and you just sword him and then pull ahead. There's some wiggle room there, and you could beat him. Unfortunately, in this matchup, it seems like our only out to Merit Lage is Chumping with Birds of Paradise, of which I think he only plays 1, and Swords to Plowshares, which is not going to be that good of a plan when you're actually trying to attack him with Wild Nicodles and Lightning Bolts. So the downside to Sword is very real here. One thing that I do want to note, though, is that Zoo does play Green Sun Zenith and Scavenging Ooze, so there's some opportunity to just turn off Life from the Loam entirely and get ahead of the Punishing Fire engine. But it looks like in this game, Inhyeok is going to crop rotate. Let's see what he grabs here. I think, is he going to stop on a turn 2 Tabernacle? He passes it. And again, he had 2 crop rotations, so he grabs Riftstone Portal first. He's going to... Oh, that's disgusting. Oh, I can't watch. I can't... Can I speed the video up? Can I get out of here? Yeah, he's going to float another mana, sack the Riftstone Portal to get it into his graveyard, and slam down a Tabernacle, which now produces mana. And... You know, Thunder can still make white mana like on his upkeep to get rid of a Merit Lage, but I don't think that Inhyeok will give him the chance. So Thunder untaps, pays 2 for his guys, finds birds for the turn, and passes without a land. And Inhyeok is now so far in the lead that we can't even see him anymore. He's like past some random bend. He's driven out of the parking lot. He was in a street race with you and your girlfriend in the side, and for some reason he, instead of just taking his car, like yours is gone too. So Life from the Loam is going to target some stuff, and Thunder does not want to see anymore. He says, yeah, Choseyo. There's no way that we're going to get through that game. So I'm going to fade it out, get to another 7 from both players. Thunder's on the play here, and I swear to you guys, I think that he's got a shot here. I think if we put that magic together... All right, so Windswept Heath into Noble Hierarch. I have to imagine that this is basic forest. And I wonder how many basics he plays, because Inhyeok is definitely on a 4 Ghost Quarter plan. And judging by the amount of basics that Thunder ended up with last week, I don't think that he's well prepared to deal with like getting Ghost Quartered repeatedly. But on the play here, he's ramped up into 2 mana relatively safely. The only thing that could really bite him here is a Mox into Punishing Fire hand, which, well, it looks like Inhyeok has. He may still be able to power through it, though. So he has made Mox Ghost Quarter, and from the lands that he opted to play, Inhyeok may actually have a largely colorless hand. I think Thunder, you're going to be like really hesitant to wasteland him here, but I think it could work out very favorably because Inhyeok has presented quite a weak hand. Like, it looks bad. So Thunder is going to tank here about whether this is going to make him look a fool or not. He's got a bird, and he's, yeah, Hwangya. So Inhyeok is set back, Thunder is set back. We are swinging at each other with, all right, double Mox hand, and he's going to discard another colorless source. So the Mox Diamonds are obviously his colored sources. Oh, the Crucible, that's a beating. Thunder has to... Oh, I see it. Does he have a Pride Mage? Oof. This is incredible. He's doing it. We'll tap that bird though. Okay. He's doing it, and I think he kept his hand because of a Karakas. Remember, he mulled to 6, and this Karakas is going to be quite nice. But Inhyeok, he's playing Tropical Islands this week. I should probably just say Tropical Island. I doubt that there's 2 in there. He's got a blue source. I'm not entirely sure what the blue is for in the deck. Inhyeok is... Yeah, he's going to copy this Karakas. Wait, there's some weirds. Okay, remember, guys, we're at casual rails here, so Thunder, he's like, hey, can I play this land? Yeah, all right. So the Thalia... Okay, Okay, a couple things here. Grove is going to make Thalia's life very difficult. The Karakas is going to make Thalia's life very difficult. But from the other side, Inhyeok is like very slowed down here. And this might be the tiny edge that Thunder needs to like pull ahead here. He's got a Karakas protecting his Thalia. If he swings in here, it's just going to get bounced to his hand. Oh, and he appears to be flooding a little bit. Let's make it make him bounce the Thalia. Okay, so last turn was a little messy, I think, for everybody involved here. I think Thunder missed the time when the Karakas got copied. Sorry, man. That did indeed happen. Okay, well, make him tap his land. 4 mana for... Wow. A Johnny Vengeant can tap down a land for quite a long time, except that there's a Punishing Fire engine going. So we're going to put my broadcasting skills to the test here, make me track this life total very carefully. And Inhyeok will return the Punishing Fire to hand. Cast a Punishing Fire, keeping a Johnny in check. And he's kind of stunted here. He drew Exploration, which is super late and won't do anything here. I mean, he's still going to commit it to the board, I'm sure, but it's not actually going to do any ramping. And I think his remaining card is a Barbarian Ring, which he refuses to commit. The Barbarian Ring is going to be a secret. Thunder will use a Johnny targeting Grove again, keeping that tapped down. But again, there's a Thespian stage in play. And here comes Thalia again. Inhyeok opts to leave Thalia in play, copying Grove so he can retain his Punishing Fire, and rips Dark Depths off the top. But Thunder he kept a hand with a Caracas. Yeah, Caracas Demone. Inhyeok has now decided that he's going to play it extremely slow here because he's not under that much of a clock. The Ajani's ultimate is absolutely ball-busting. It seems like a complete... that's a game ender, right? But it's unlikely that he'll ever reach ultimate status because Punishing Fire is very hard to get through with a deck like Zoo. I don't see much play here except... I mean, we get in for 2. And if I was Inhyeok here, I would commit to spending all the extra mana and get rid of that bird. Let's get rid of the bird. More conservatively, I guess he will just do 2 to a Johnny every turn, which Thunder will not be able to stop. It eats up... This is going to take a monumental amount of mana, but he's under very little pressure, so he can afford it. If he continues to make his land drops, I mean, he's going to keep finding utility lands. I mean, what happens here if he just rips Maze of Ith, and then Thunder can barely do anything? He returns Punishing Fire, redirects 2 damage at a Johnny, and untaps. I think he just drew another Grove, so that is not what Thunder wants to see here. He will return Punishing Fire again, and now there's nothing that can save that Ajani. The Thalia is quite safe, but Inhyeok can afford all of this, so Thunder double fetches. And at this point, I guess there's no reason to fetch more basics, right? So I think he's going to grab, like, 2 Taigas, or a Taiga and a Savannah, or... I mean, oh yeah, Plateau Taiga or Plateau Savannah, that's... Yeah. So, beautiful FBB duels, by the way, Thunder. Nice job, man. This deck is actually pretty beautiful. And basically, Inhyeok is just waiting for a natural draw of Life from the Loam or Ghost Quarter Wasteland to deal with Caracas, which he should find very quickly. I mean, there's no way that he doesn't rip it soon, right? Also, Thunder has to be very careful. He cannot play a Wasteland of his own under any circumstances. If he slips up and just, like plays his land for the turn, Stage will immediately target it. Unless he does it now when he only has 1 mana. And we'll get rid of your Caracas. But, I mean, so the graveyard is Ghost Quarter, Glacial Chasm, plus Punishing Fire. And with 2 Ghost Quarters in the graveyard, there's no way to stop him from loaming for at least 1 of them. He's Zeniths for 2, and this is that Scavenging Ooze that I was talking about, definitely. Ooze will get rid of Punishing Fire while all the Groves are tapped. Well, wait. I mean, why didn't Inhyeok respond by making him tap another green? I think that was a mistake. I think that he maybe just said yes or okay too hastily, because you should have tapped him out there in order to eat the Punishing Fire, because he had Thespian Stage, aka Grove number 3, ready. That should be 3 mana, whatever it is. Tap another, please. Yeah, so, okay, so he got Life from the Loam off the top of the deck. This is definitely going to result in at least 1 Ghost Quarter.
Sorry. 1 mana more.
Yeah, pay for Thalia. Target is Chasm, quarter. And Thunder is, I mean, he has to grab something, and it shouldn't be a Ghost Quarter because he can just get another one. And with Exploration out there, Inhyeok will now play 2 Ghost Quarters this turn.
I'm so good at this game.
And get rid of the Karakas. He has another land drop for the turn. And Inhyeok is still at 16. This is very difficult, and Thunder he's been flooding out. If he mounts an attack here, Inhyeok will, I mean, decide that he's definitely holding Sword. So, I mean, if you attack here, then you get him lower, and you can chump with Bird. And there's no way that Inhyeok blocks because he doesn't want to get blown out by a Swords of Plowshares. Yeah, so I mean, he's going to take... before damage, Thunder decides to probably eat... I have to imagine it's 2 creatures at least. So he eats Noble Hierarch and Pride Mage, makes the Scavenging Ooze a 4, gets in there for 6, dropping Inhyeok to 10. And naturally, Inhyeok will make a Merit Lage at end of turn. But, I mean, Thunder is at 22, so with the Punishing Fire out of here... Oh, yes, eat the Life from the Loam before he gets to draw. But with Thunder at 22 life, Inhyeok cannot really block. I wonder if he had elected to make the Merit Lage and try to block Scavenging Ooze. I think he could have called Thunder's bluff and beaten him here. So a quick graveyard check tells us that Scavenging Ooze has no more targets. Thunder is at 22, and it'll be hard for him to mount lethal on the Crackback, but it's not unimaginable. I mean, he could quite easily have Bolt. If he has Bolt, like Bolt plus Thalia's 5, Scavenging Ooze is already a 4, and it could eat... There's no other target for it to eat. Is there a way for him to kill one of his own creatures? Probably not worth it. If he has 2 bolts, then he's dead regardless. I don't think that Merit Lage can attack. Thunder has maneuvered himself into a position where Inhyeok is doubting every play that he's got available. And I think it's squarely due to Scavenging Ooze. I think that the Ooze He's taken the game over. If Merit Lage attacks and Bird blocks, then Inhyeok could die on the crackback. Oh, but we know that, let's see, he's got 4 cards in the graveyard. He's got a Barbarian Ring in hand. But even if you... I think he's going to waste his own land or something. Thunder fetches in response to the Wasteland. Inhyeok's graveyard is now 5, 2 short of Threshold. He has access to Ghost Quarter. Thunder is never going to drop himself to 20 life. First of all, he can't. Like, he doesn't have another fetch. And also, Grove of the Burn Willows kept it very easy for him to just remain floating around 22 for the entire game. And you've got to remain conscious of that life total when you're playing against a Merit Lage deck, because it's very real when you just force them to be unable to attack. I'm at 21. What are you going to do? Kill my bird? Inhyeok decides to Ghost Quarter his own land, floating a colorless. Threshold is now active. He's going to Barbarian Ring Bird, attack in, and Thunder is just going to say, all right. If Bird dies here, then Scavenging Ooze gains a life and becomes a 5/5. He's been holding a Bolt since the beginning of the game. This is incredible. Thunder ticks up Scavenging Ooze. By the way, buddy, hey, no, you gotta remove something from your graveyard. Show him a Bolt. That's, yeah, so Inhyeok scooped so quickly that he was aware this whole time of being dead to Lightning Bolt. But that was super narrow, and that's exactly what you have to do against a Merit Lage deck sometimes when you have to threaten lethal on the crackback. There are so many times when I watch, like, well, also I play Turbo Depths, but I'll play against Delver, and sometimes, yes, Thunder, that is a beautiful hand with no colored sources. Well done. So that'll be a quick mull from Thunder. Inhyeok has kept Sphere, and some, I don't know, he kept Sphere and mana. So there are many opportunities for the player opposing the Merit Lage to basically chump block for 1 turn and then present lethal on the crackback. And this played out exactly like one of those super narrow Delver matches where you have to chump with a Delver in the air for 1 turn and then, like, barely Lightning Bolt the lands player out of the game the next turn. But Thunder is now on the draw and has to go to 6.
Come on.
And I think that this match, I got to be honest, this is very unfavored because he was playing the fairest of the fair, and that's what Lands really loves to see. And Thunder is getting preyed upon, but that last game made me believe. It was quite impressive, especially with, I can't believe a Johnny Vengeance did what it did. Obviously, the game would have been a little bit easier if Thunder had just, like, curved out from Noble Hierarch, Nakadal, and then started smashing him for, 6, 7, 8. Thunder keeps a 6 with a single land source and has to keep Wasteland on the top. Or was that 2 fetches? I think it was 2 fetches. But Inhyeok is, I don't know, his draw seems slow. Now is this... All right, I agree with this choice. He's going to get Taiga first in the face of the Ghost Quarter because he knows that he can grab Forest upon getting quartered out here. And did you guys see, like, last game, he was not fetching up, like, forest plains? I'm starting to wonder now, is he playing Zoo with a single basic? Is that real? And that sphere, I don't think it's the best here.
Ghost?
No, he's taking the Ghost Quarter. Do it, man. Thinking. Noble Hair gets frisky, hits for 1, and that's, well, it's not very inspiring. And now I just caught a glimpse of Inhyeok's hand with Academy Ruins in it, which explains the single tropical island. And Thunder will tap out for a Strangle Root Geist here and smash for 2. And the name of the game now is to race hard. He's got to present, I don't know, man. He's got to represent Nakatl.
3점.
Sorry, Geist will smash for 3.
들어갈게요.
And he rips Punishing Fire. He's got Punishing Fire and Grove again. This is probably the most brutal thing for Zoo to fight through here. Wild Nakatl. Smash for 3.
3 by 2?
He will pun it. Geist gains Undying. Becomes a 3-2 without Exalted. Bolt you. And Inhyeok is being raced to 0 in a Fairy Macabre, exiling the Punishing Fire while Inhyeok is tapped out. Inhyeok has assembled... he's assembled Academy Ruins plus Engineered Explosives. But can he outrace this Geist? Definitely. Because he's got an Engineered Explosives for 1. He's going to wipe most of the board. Geist for 3. Inhyeok is down to 10. He has Thespian Stage in hand, and the maze is going to put the game away. Oh, this maze. Bolt you. Inhyeok is down to 7. Pride Mage. The maze is going to blank his... Oh, no. Thunder was so close.
누구를 쏠까? 왜 얘를 쏴야지?
저는 그냥 졌죠.
네?
Thunder was so close here.
들어갈게요.
Inhyeok has he's stabilized here, and he's got all the utility lands he could possibly need. If he needs to, he can just keep recurring Engineered Explosives, and Thunder is limited to 1 draw per turn. Nice. A second Pride Mage. Attack with 2 Exalted triggers, get mazed out.
Oh.
I think Inhyeok will go ahead and try to kill a Pride Mage here, and we have to assume that the Pride Mage will go ahead and destroy a sphere in response. Nope. Let's destroy a sphere in response. I wonder... Oh, Thunder was so close. I wonder... Can he just draw Bolt? Probably not, but... I mean, maybe. Also, I wonder how far on the burn plan he is. I mean, does this deck play modern Boros burn spells? I mean, does he have one of those? Does he have one of those? What do you call it? I want to call it lightning helix. Lightning helix, man. Think about lightning helix in this spot. We could get him to 4. We could go to 21, and we could tank a Merit Lage hit. Does this deck play Fire Blast? Oh, also post-board, I have to imagine that Thunder brought Path to Exile, because that is, that is what I want to see here. When I commented about how bad the downside of Swords is in this matchup, Path is going to just fix us right up. But Inhyeok is firmly in control now, and he is going to Life from the Loam, ripping Dark Depths. Oh, we fought long and hard. We did.